every single sound in that sequence. The footsteps, the cloth movement, the wind, the door slamming, they were all created from scratch using one tool. Now I know what you're thinking, wait, you created those all by yourself with one tool? Yep, sure did. And I didn't go through a big sound library and look for different sound effects that match with the scene and then put them in and layer them all up. Didn't do that. Instead, I used this new sound design tool that allowed me to create my sound effects from scratch and create them in real time so they match exactly with my video. It's called Krotos, and it's changed the way that I think about adding sound design and ambience into my projects. So that's why in this video today, I'm going to show you exactly how I used it on a cool little B-roll sequence that I recently put together. And it's just a great way to be able to edit in real time with your video, get it to fit with your scenes, and make everything sound more cinematic without having to hunt through libraries of sound effects. So let's jump in. In DaVinci Resolve here, currently I'm in the Edit tab, and I just want to show you a little clip here, a little snippet of the video that I put together with this cool little B-roll of a microphone. So I created the video, and it didn't have any sound design to it or anything like that, but if I play through it, you're going to see we've got different glitches going on, we've got color changes. So in my mind, I'm hearing like glitch sounds and little like, I don't know, mechanical type of noises and things like that, but there were no sound effects as I put this together. Now I did add in a little bit of music, so if I unmute my music track, you can hear what that sounds like. Let me just play a little second of that so you can see what we're working with when it comes to the music. Okay, so a little music in there, but for now we're going to go ahead and just mute our music. Let's get into Fairlight, where we can add in all of the sound effects in real time and create them so they match with our video. So I'm going to jump in musical notes at the bottom here. So inside of Fairlight here, I do have a couple of tracks already. I labeled one music, one I labeled Krotos, where we're going to have the Krotos sound design tool. And then the other ones I can label however I want. Maybe I want to call them sound effects. And usually I have a few tracks of sound effects just so I can like overlap things a little bit if I want to. First step, we need to add in the Krotos tool. So I'm going to put it on track A4. So I'm going to make sure that my mixer's open, mixer at the top here. Going to come to my track A4 and I want to add in an effect. So I'm going to click on the little plus, come down to Instrument, VST, and right here we have Krotos Studio. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. So this is what the Krotos tool looks like. You have different sound effects that you can use, for example, footsteps. You have then inside each category different types of sounds within that category. So if I wanted winter boots, for example, I could just click on that. And then I can click around this little image right here, this little square icon, and just make the boot sounds. And it tells you kind of what is going on as you move that thing around a little bit. You could change the sound of some of them. You can, some of them have like little buttons that you can push like scuff. And they don't all exactly look like this. For example, basic cloth, if I click on that, you can see we've got different types of sounds in the four corners of this box. And then we have pitch and level here. And it gives you the ability to create whatever kind of sound you want within like this kind of category, right? So here's what this would sound like. Pretty cool, right? And it records it right down here. And then all I have to do is click, hold, and drag this into Resolve. Boom, it's in there. You're good to go. And the file is going to be saved wherever you set your project up, wherever you told DaVinci Resolve, like, hey, this is where my project is, on that first project setting or project creation window. So that's kind of quick overview how it works. Now let's get into creating some cool sound effects here. I'm going to move this down a little bit. And so I can see my video. I'm going to pop it out here. I'm going to hit this little icon. I can rescale it to whatever size I want there. That looks pretty good. Zoom in on my timeline a little bit. Now, if it helps, you can show your video tracks in Fairlight in timeline view options, display video tracks. So then you can see your different video clips and stuff. So let's watch through our video first and see what we want to add in. So right away, I've got this little like glitch effect of these different little lines and things kind of flickering on the screen. So I want to find a glitch effect. A few ways you could do that. You could just search for it, right? Glitch. And it'll give you different options of glitches that are here. So let's just say the dark glitch first, right? Let's try that. Here's what it's going to give me. And if I click around, you can see we've got different kinds of sounds there. What about a glitch UI? That might be a little more what we're looking for. We've got glitchy moves. Kind of cool. Maybe that's more what I'm going for. So in order to play this in real time, I'm going to hit the space bar. We're going to play through our video, and then I'm just going to come over here and make adjustments that I think go along with my video. See if we can make this just a little smaller here. All right, here we go. All right, and maybe I did it a little too much there. Not a problem. We could just click, hold, and drag this into my timeline. And then we can always adjust the clip if we want, right? So maybe I didn't want the second half there. Close that down like that. Let's watch through our video here, see what that looks like. Not bad. If I wanted to add in more, I could put the playhead anywhere, start recording, and then just continue creating these sound effects. So let's say I think that might be pretty good. Now, I might not get it exactly where I want it as I'm watching back the video, but it's going to be close. So once I've gone ahead and created some sound effects, I can always come in and edit them a little bit if I need to, make them longer, shorter, cut some out, whatever it might be. So for example, we just play through a little bit of this. So this one might start like here. So you get the idea how we can just add in the sound design super quick and super easy. Now let's say maybe we wanted to add in some other sounds here. I'm going to go ahead and add another track. Call it sound effects 2. And now where it kind of punches in and changes color, maybe I want something different there, like I don't know, a whoosh or something like that. So if I come down, we've got all different kinds of whooshes. You've got your classic whoosh, right? Your classic whoosh. You've got different kinds of elemental whooshes. Hybrids, fire, designed air. All kinds of different things. Vehicles passing by. Sometimes they'll look like this, where we can affect whether it's going to the right channel, the left channel, just by dragging this around. All right, so you can change the way that wind sounds if you want. Let's lower this down. Let's try it again. We'll just make some ambience for the background noise. And I'm just going to watch through it again so I can add it in and see what I think. I'm going to start with that at the bottom. We'll just play through, watch, make adjustments. Okay, let's say I like that. Drag and drop that in. Now, yeah, maybe it's too loud, but I can always just drop the volume back a little bit. Let's check this out. Here's what we got. And if we throw the music in there. But it's so cool. You can add in so many different sounds really quick, really easy. You just have a ton of different options here on what you can use. If you're a creator, you've got categories of things that creators would probably use, like bubble pops or cash register, gurgles, analog camera clicks, you know, all kinds of cool different stuff in here. And it's just so easy to add in any of these sound effects. You want a little sci-fi? You've got that. Want it slow, fast? You want some water? You're making a holiday video, you need some reindeer hooves. And he takes off, right? You even have ambient drones and things like this, where it'll just kind of keep going. And you can change it to however you want. So let me go ahead and roll tape on this little B-roll sequence here where I use Krotos to just add in some sound design, and tell me what you think. I gotta tell you, this tool, Krotos, it's a lot of fun. I mean, I could just spend so much time in there playing around with the different sounds, trying to come up with different things. And if you get the Pro version, you can even add in your own sounds and then get a similar interface to create whatever you want with your own sounds. Really cool, super great tool that allows you to edit in real time and make it match your video. I think that's the biggest thing that it's able to do, is that it can match with your video. You don't have to go find something on a stock website or something and then try and make it fit with your video. You can create it so that it fits right in with your video. So if you've got a short film coming up, maybe a little project where you want to try this out on, I guarantee you're going to find it fun to use and a great tool to create your video and add in all that sound design for you. And one thing I actually notice a lot more now is as I'm watching movies and stuff on Netflix, I watch the sound design, I'm like, hey, that doesn't sound right to go with the picture. Anyway, I guess that's probably just me. Most people would never even notice. But if you want to check out Krotos, I've got a link down below. You can check that out. And it was actually a subscriber that made me aware of this tool, this company. I never even heard of them before until, a few months ago. And it's a great tool. I really enjoy using it. And again, like I said, if you guys want to check it out, check it out. But I like it, and it's really kind of changed the way that I think about adding sound design into my projects. So, hope you guys enjoyed this one. Saw something a little different, a little cool. And with that said, I will see you in the next video. Peace.